Particularly in Massachusetts, back in 2006 when you left the governor's office, a number of your staffers and aides bought their hard drives for their computers, basically leaving a big black hole in record keeping, in inter-office communications. What happened? Why?
Well, there's never been a time when electronic records have been left in the state archives. It's not part of the requirement in Massachusetts to do so. I don't think any governor ever has. So all the electronic records after an administration leaves are deleted. The paper records are kept voluntarily. Actually, there's no requirement to even do that, but we provided 700 boxes of documents to the state archives. But electronic records, which include personal information, applications for jobs, medical records, and the like, those are never part of the ongoing archive, never have been, and if the legislature changes the law in Massachusetts, that would be a different matter, but it's always been that way.
But even prior Republican governors said it was very unusual, at least they didn't see it in their administration when they left, to have the staffers actually buy the hard drives and leave no electronic record of the inter-office communications, which obviously, the Democrats now are looking at, calling for an investigation into what happened here. So the question being is, obviously, as you move forward in this campaign, any sort of question about what happened back in 2006 wants to be answered as quickly as possible, I would imagine.
Well, Josh, there's no requirement to keep electronic records and to maintain electronic records that would potentially provide medical or confidential applications of people for state work and so forth would be a violation of the principles of privacy for those individuals. And I think we've learned that people think they've wiped their computer, and in fact, people can go back and pull that out. I think you had that happen here in New Hampshire. And so if you're going to honor your commitments of confidentiality for people who provide that information, you obviously are not going to leave behind a record, not one of those that's appropriate and required. So
if it's redacted and they can pull these records back, you have no problem with them going public?
I'm not quite sure what you're referring to about redacted and pulled back, but Josh,
if the resumes and the personal information that you're talking about is able to be eliminated there.
Look, the state has a statute with regards to maintaining documents. It says what is required for the executive branch and for the legislators. And in the state of Massachusetts, we and the legislators follow that law. If they decide to change the law and look for a different course, why, of course, administrations will follow that. But we did something far in excess of the law, providing these 700 boxes of documents. If they change the law, why then you follow the law.
Okay, let's move forward, talk about some of the things that occurred this week. Obviously, the super committee all but admitted defeat.